What's up, guys, and welcome back to another City Skyline stream, taking a little overview of the city, the beautiful Boomerang Bay that we pretty much completed last time, which is looking awesome. And hopefully today we're gonna get a little more area built up down here in the south area around all the curves, and we're gonna keep it curvy, keep it looking good. But this city is just coming along better than I could ever have anticipated. 114,000 population. What's going on, Sheev Joe? Prelate? What's going on, guys? Prelate using that sweet, sweet new rock emote. The happy little rock. Hope you guys are happy with that new emote. I'm really happy with it. It turned out better than I thought it was going to be. So it really just makes me happy that we finally have something that I feel fits the channel a little more. Lucio was good, but the happy little rock, that's where the action is. Alright, what were we doing over here last time? We do still need to connect some power up. Mainly this guy. It rocks. That's a good assessment of it, Joe. That's very appropriate. Hey, what's up, Kibitz? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so we can just do this, which is a little less invasive, I feel like, than this. There we go. That makes me feel better. Just a lot nicer looking. No giant power lines going straight through the lake. Hey, what's up, Lady Knight? Welcome. Also using that sweet, sweet new emote. And Rex, welcome as well. How are you guys all doing this evening? Joining us right here at the beginning as we're getting underway. And what the heck are we gonna do? What are we doing here? Let's just take a look. Let's take a look around the city. Let's see if there's anything that we need to fix up or overlooked. Because when your city starts getting this big, you kind of lose track. That's right, we put in another industrial train over here last time. And it does seem to be helping out the traffic. We did it to hopefully split up the industrial traffic between here and here rather than all of them having to go to the one station, and it looks like it's doing its job. I'm pretty happy with how that's coming along. We could maybe even zone a little more industrial. But I'm still holding off. I'm still a little cautious with all the industrial in this area because of our worker situation. 33% highly educated, and then another 28% well educated, so that only leaves, what's that, 39%? That's just educated or lower. So that's why I'm a little hesitant, but I'm sure we'll get some in eventually. And hopefully the police are coming. And then the other thing that maybe we'll start doing today, I haven't decided if we're gonna jump into this just yet or not, but speaking of the industrial demand, I do want to put some farms out here. So maybe we'll start that today as well, because I think that'll just look super awesome having some farms in there across the way from the big city. Just a little farming neighborhood. But let's start building here, because I do want a few neighborhoods in this space. And I do want them to be very curvy still, because I don't really want too many people like cutting through here if we did something like that. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to keep them from cutting through. Let's maybe start with a circle. Seems very appropriate. What's the hotkey for toggling the overlay? You mean like getting all the stuff off? I don't know what the hotkey is, but I think you can set it manually. I don't know if I even have a hotkey for it. Let's take a look. Would that be key mapping? I've changed a couple of these for me, but I don't know if there's one by default. Or if there was, I changed it, so I don't currently have one. Although I probably should, because I do use that a lot. But yeah, it's super nice because you can basically make whatever hotkeys you want. Like, I look at my traffic a lot, so I made a toggle for my traffic. So whenever I hit T, it just pulls up that traffic view because I'm obsessed with it. Alright, is that centered? That is nowhere near centered. Let's get just a road coming through here. Just temporarily. A little better, and that does not look. That is very oval. That's not a circle, but it's a little more centered. There we go. So let's start with that. Liking that. It might be a little too organized. Because I do want there to be some sort of like main street to this, almost like it's a little town within the city where they're sort of self-sufficient. Maybe the circle's not the way to go. Let's start with a road that goes right by these trees. Maybe we'll use the land to sort of give us an idea of where we want to go. Hey, what's up, sports fan? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so if we do something like this. I like that road. I do still think people are going to be cutting through there, so we might put an old town policy on this area, but I just like that as sort of our main avenue. And now for the secondary roads, let's just get a straight bit going like that, and a straight bit coming off of here. Going down to there, except maybe we'll throw a curve in there because that seems very straight, because I do want it to be a little more open, a little more free-flowing. I do like that road though. It's a good starting point. So we've got one road in 5 minutes of building. Actually, what if we did something? This might be a little crazy. If we just did something like that, just an overall arching road. No, I'm not liking that. Let's cut this, because this is such a large area, let's cut this in half. Let's cut this in half, and we'll do it with a curvy road. Just a little bit of a curve to it. But that gives us a little more sort of parameters to work with. And actually, let's have that again, just follow that tree line. There we go. So now we have some defined spaces, another sort of main road. So they have 3 ways of getting into here. And now we'll do some little neighborhood action. Let's have you crawl into there. And probably could actually just have that go right to there. Which we could do. I don't hate that. But we'll probably break this up so it's not as complete once we get some connecting bits in. So if we did something like that, and then this followed along the path of the main road, we could get rid of that. Connection in here. And that leaves us a little bit of space in here where we could do either something like this or maybe a tiny little cul-de-sac. Like that. I think actually I might prefer it without this. If it just came like that. Oh, not like that. Oh. It wants to curve. It's all about the curves. Almost. We're almost there. Let's get you coming straight through. Like so. I like this little curvy like S bit. I think that looks cool. And I don't want it to be super dense because I do, you know, we are in a very open, nature-y area, so I don't really want it to be completely packed full of roads right next to one another. There we go, I like that. We still have a connection here on this road. We have a connection on either way. It puts an intersection in the middle, so it will deter people from cutting through along with the curves. And I think that has a nice look to it. Of course, we're gonna also adjust it so they're the smaller alleyway roads. Oh, that's not alleyway, that's dirt road. We could do a dirt road if we really wanted to make it feel like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but they're not quite that that remote where I think the dirt roads are going to be necessary. I do think we're going to do some dirt roads by the farms, because I do just like that look. So we have part of this area done. I'm tempted to also put a road going this way in here. For quick access out to here. And maybe even this road could continue across the way into whatever neighborhood goes out there. But I like that. I think this little part, since we have this lovely curve, I think we should just follow this and keep this going. If we can. That looks pretty good. So that'll go to there, that'll go to there. Let's curve that up so it looks good. Relatively good. Kind of like that. Maybe we'll leave the spot open for a park. I do kind of like that idea though. Let's just convert this road, because that again is going to be a smaller windy road. Also continues through here, which does create a four-way intersection, but I don't think traffic's going to be too bad out here. So I think it will be okay. If not, we can always make some adjustments. I do also want to add on this side some of these little one-way guys. And then for this little area, let's see, let's start off with a grid. Oop, and there goes our sweet curve. Really, game? Always gets rid of the stuff I love. And I'll go right up to it without actually connecting it. And let's leave a little gap in between the roads. Because again, we want them to have some space, we want them to have some backyards. And let's make this a slightly askew. Just because I think that's kind of cool looking. Crazy design, but that's where the fun creativity comes in. There we go. We've made a waffle. It's the waffle district. Hey, what's up, Weiss? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So let's connect that to there, and hopefully it doesn't destroy anything. That to there as well. And I'm not going to connect it to this main road because again I want this to be part of in here, so not necessarily connecting to the outer bit. But this is looking pretty interesting already. Let's delete some bits there. Add some curves and whatnot to it. Hey, what's up, Xbox Fire Gamer? Welcome to the stream. We might take the zoning off of this main street as well as our 4-lane, just so we can get some housing right up against it. But for now, I think this is looking pretty good. Let's actually curve that just a little bit. Not too much, but I don't want all these roads to be perfectly straight. Trying to craft a poster for a presentation on healthy eating. I could use some information on healthy eating. I had a bowl of cereal for dinner. I don't think that's necessarily the most healthy thing. That's one of the things. Maybe next year. Next year for my New Year's resolution, I'll try to eat healthy. Hey, what's up, MP? How are you doing this evening? Alright, let's get... Just... Can I even get a tiny curve here? Too many curves. No, that looks good. Never have too many curves. And I can't connect there. Or can I? There we go. Perfect. Playing Stardew right now. Nice. I'm still waiting for more information on the new update. I really want to know when exactly it's coming out, because I'm super stoked for it. Alright, this road's gonna go, even though it's part of the grid. We're going to deviate from it a bit. And do something a little like that. That's kind of cool. That looks pretty good.
Oh, let's break it down.
MP with the sub. Thank you very much. Enjoy the new fancy Happy Rock. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the happy little guy. It makes me so happy. Every time I see it, I can't help but smile. Let's see. I kind of like that. It's coming together. It's slowly coming together. Take a look at Foundation. It's a Canadian game? What kind of Canadian game? This is looking interesting. I think the skewing of the roads is kind of throwing me off. It's working a little bit, but like this road I feel like should be a little more like that. Yeah. Let's try that. That's looking better. I don't like all these four-way intersections that we're getting in here. We might break this up a smidge. Maybe we'll break that. Stardew Medieval. Interesting. That's okay. I kind of like that. This should be one big curve. And I feel like this actually should come back even further. Say to there. Make use of all that space. Doing an unlock all items and unlimited money map. Oh, you doing the Xbox version, I'm assuming, of City Skylines? I played during a free weekend, trying to get as many of the achievements as possible. And I got all but, I think, unlock all items, and then there was another one. I think it was like play for 1,000 nights or something, but I almost did it in one weekend. I was pretty proud of myself. Can't get traffic manager mods on Xbox. Yeah, unfortunately Xbox doesn't have the mod support like the PC does, and I honestly don't know if they ever will, just because of the nature of like Xbox games and modding and all that. But it is finally starting to get some DLC on the consoles, which is always good. Alright, I think I like this. I think this is nice. It's weird looking. It looks like a weird potato. But I think if we turn it into some smaller bits. I feel like it's a nice neighborhood though. It's got some loops. It's kind of got like the very curvy nature that I feel like a sort of suburban neighborhood would have. They've got some room for backyards. We did again create a four-way intersection there, which I'm not thrilled about, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll put some extra curves in, or extra one-ways, rather. Like so. And I think this is looking good. I'm debating on whether or not I want some more of these one-ways in here. Where that goes like that. Which creates a weird-looking intersection. And I don't know if that's how it should be, because we've done areas like that before, back in the old part of town. But I don't know if they're directly across from one another. Let's see. No, they're not. They're staggered. Like so. So back out to the countryside. Do we want to stagger those? So that'll go there. That'll go like that. I don't know if we can do this. We've put too many nodes. Oop. Yeah, that's not happening. So we'll just stick with that. But I do like that. I do want to add a couple pathways in here, just so we get rid of all of the zoning out here. Let's start on this side. So we can't fit huge houses the entire way, but slightly larger on this road here. And actually, if we squeeze this up, we might be able to trick the game. If we'll go like that, and then adjust that. Oh, there it is. That's what we want. So it's going to go right up to the sidewalk there, which might be a little noisy. Probably wouldn't want your like back porch to be on a 4-lane road. But I'm not, not forcing them to live there. They're choosing to buy a house there. We could also squeeze this in just a little bit to shorten this up, to give them a little more space if we wanted to, which maybe I'll do, because I feel just a little bad about forcing them to be so close to that road. There we go. That looks pretty good there. Let's just change this ever so slightly. Even though I love that little curve in there. I'm gonna bring it just a little straighter. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. So let's get some services out here. Let's get a small medical clinic. Let's put it right on the corner. We'll give them a crematorium as well. And let's actually also give them a cemetery. I'll try to find a nice spot for it. Maybe in here. Maybe down here. I would actually like it right on this corner. But maybe not. Maybe we'll hold off on that. Also, what's the terrain look like? I didn't even think about this. Ooh, it's a little bumpy. It is a little bumpy. It's gonna make for some ugly zoning. But we're gonna give them some police, we're gonna give them some fire, and we'll just throw them in like so for now. And we'll actually probably end up moving those guys, but just so the area has them. And we'll put some water out here. And we should be able to get them power relatively easily. There's your water. And then for the power, let's just bring it along the main street for now. And there we go. And actually, if we wanted to, we could bring a power line down here to get rid of this monstrosity of turbines and power lines going across the bridge, but I'm sure as we build we can hopefully get that linked up naturally. Let's also put a district out here. Let's see, the Orchard District, that's a good name for this. Very naturey. We'll just start with that. Maybe go a little further towards the mountain. And we're gonna give this the Old Town policy, because I think there are, yeah, looks like these guys are probably cutting through. Unless they're coming from the district, which they could be. Driving to work. From where? Where do you live? You live over here. Okay, so you are cutting through. So they're coming down, cutting through the curvy road rather than going all the way around, which we'd prefer them to do. So we'll see if they actually do that. Let's also add a pathway on this bit of road. Just so we have some room there for the backyards. Maybe we'll put a couple pathways in there, a couple extra trees or something. But keep it looking good. Let it go all the way to the corner. do like that. And let's put some housing back here. And yeah, we'll do the center bit as well. Why not? So starting with that, they should have power, or we should be able to connect them easily if they don't. And I also think they should have some schooling out here, because there's no industry. They're pretty close to the downtown, or relatively close. So they'll probably work in the offices. Hazy with the Twitch Prime sub, thank you very, very much. Welcome to the Freelancers. Glad to have you here. Enjoy the lovely new Happy Rock emote. Put it to good use. And thank you again for the sub. Alright, they're starting to build. There we go. Looking good. I don't think we need a university. We have 2 of them in the city. And we have more capacity than we do eligible. It is getting pretty close, so we might need one pretty soon in the future. High schools, we are still grossly underutilizing. And then elementary schools, not as bad, but it's still pretty bad in terms of eligible versus our capacity. You know, we're keeping, what, 14,000 people out of high school? So let's put a high school down here. I think that will also help boost the land value and all that good stuff. Get these guys some power so they don't abandon on us. And the high school, I think because we left this area open here, I think that's a good spot for the school. Yeah, we could just throw it right there. That does fit there nicely. We're probably going to end up moving the medical clinic then. But I don't hate that as a spot. Very central. Easy to get to. We could also put it here where the fire station is. But then it's sort of backed up to these houses. So let's put it right in there. And just make sure the power's connected. What's the reason I don't build many schools? The main reason for why I tend to keep education levels pretty low, especially when I'm like first starting out a new city, and where you have a lot of industrial, and you're getting things going. I like to do the specialized industrial areas, like our forest industry that we have here, or our farms. And for those areas, you need the dumbest of the dumb people, because it doesn't upgrade, because it's just one level, never upgrades, never really allows more educated people. You can see even this guy, it's got 8 highly educated people working there, which they'd probably want to work in offices rather. So I like the forest industry, farming industry, stuff like that. And if you start educating your people, you can really run into problems with not having enough workers, which I'm actually surprised we haven't been seeing any of that in these areas, but I'm thankful for that. So that's why I tend to keep my schooling pretty minimal. And then when we do, that's when I crank it up and we put in a couple universities and sort of flip the script and go for all the office workers. feel demand would considerably decrease. Demand actually, if you have just dumb people, you will actually be surprised how much industrial demand you'll have. Because even with the current city the way it is, we have a lot of industrial / office demand. Now, granted, most of that could be offices because we are very educated. But even if they weren't educated, they would still be demanding that industry. Which is good, because then once you zone more industry, then you get more residential demand, and then the more residential demand, you have more industrial demand. It's just a never-ending cycle of demand. Hey, what's up, Stupid Hand? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? So let's move our medical clinic, because I don't think we need the medical clinic right by the high school. Let's maybe throw you over here on this corner. It's a nicer corner anyway, in my opinion. And we'll throw the crematorium across the street. And then in this little area, let's see if we can fit a little parking lot. Where's my parking lots? And I was meaning to, I never got around to. I said last time that I wanted to make another little parking lot, another little custom guy, but I actually never got around to that. So maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll get there. It doesn't look too bad. Let's bring this down so it's the same level. Ooh. Try to make this look nice. At least a little level for the high school. That is quickly becoming a steep hill in there. Great dinner of fried chicken, great run in EU4, and now a chill stream. That sounds like a pretty good night. I could go for some fried chicken right now. That sounds really good. Again, the stream always comes down to us talking about food. Why is that? Why is this a common occurrence on the stream? I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. It happens a lot. Looking nice and flat. And how's our power? Yeah, we do still need that connection in there. So I like where the medical center is. I think our fire and police stations, though, could use a little moving. And I'm going to put them up here on this corner, because I do think we're going to put, not a lot, but just a few, maybe like curvy, windy roads going back towards the base of the hill. So having them a little more centralized, I think, wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's see if we can do another parking lot. And we'll shift it. Link them up. That looks pretty good. And then let's do a lovely little pathway, sort of enclosing the entire area. Excellent. I'll add just a few little trees back here. And I like that. I already have a couple students walking to school. Oh, and you know what else I'm going to do out here because it is a little neighborhood? We're going to put some bike lanes. We haven't done this a lot, but we've done it a little bit. And I think a little more would be good. So just on the main roads, that's actually the only place we can put them. We don't have the tiny roads with bike lanes, but that is fine. And try to get this out of the way. Perfect. Beautiful. Get that. I don't know why they'd be biking all the way out to that 4-lane road, but if they want to, they can. The choices are theirs. And that just looks like a lovely little neighborhood. I'm liking it. We'll also add the encourage biking, because why not? And then keep the zoning coming all along here. And I was considering taking the zoning off of this road, and I think we're gonna do it. I think it'll look good. So get that going all the way to there, and there as well. Yeah, so we can get some nice housing right in there. Snug this up so it looks nice and crisp. And did I use a bike lane? That is a bike lane, isn't it? Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. I mean, we could do it. It wouldn't necessarily hurt anything. But not exactly what we're going for. Trying to make it a little more discreet than those giant road marks. And that's looking pretty good. So just minimizing the zoning there, so we get some maximum sized houses along the back of that road. And oh, that is even hillier than I thought, even after I looked at it. It is very much just a giant slope. How's the noise on this road? Not bad. Not bad at all, because we don't have really anyone using it. So good to know. And traffic overall, 85 still, which is incredible. Still absolutely incredible to me. The fact that this is still working is incredible. how all of this is working somehow is pretty incredible. They are slowing down a little bit in here because they all just want to use that middle lane bit. Let's maybe add some rules here where these 2 lanes have to go like so. And then same over here. Just keep those middle lanes all going around. We'll see how that does. You swear you just saw one fly? Do we have flying cars? We might. I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, that looks a little better. It actually looks like they're using more than just the middle lane now, which is good. These merging areas still are probably a little crazy. It is satisfying to watch though, just all the traffic. I might actually downgrade this. I don't know if we need 4 lanes, and we are starting to get a little bunch of traffic in there. Or that might have just been the police causing havoc. Yeah, because now they're all getting over. Alright, let's change this just a little bit. Let's make it 3 lanes instead of 1,000,000 lanes. There we go. Movement mod helping us out there. And I'm also going to convert this to be 1 lane. If we can. There we go. Oh, we left the we left the post. Or did we? Where did that come from? I'm gonna keep this 2 lanes, however. That way we can have a lane coming directly off of here, and then a lane coming off of the actual roundabout. We could also just put like a slip ramp. But no, we're gonna keep it like that. It does look like a little weird now, though, without it. With one being one lane and one being 2 lanes. We could just force them to use one of the lanes, but keep it 2 lanes. Which maybe I'll do, just so it looks a little nicer, but we'll come back to that. Let's scoot that out of the way. Grab our 3 lane. Oh. Still not far enough. Alright, put you all the way out there. And all the way out there. Move it, mod. This is why I love you. And change that bit. This bit in here, yep, do need a couple moves as well, but that should be good. Oh, almost. Maybe not. Maybe not. Stretch that out. And do that. How about that? No, still nothing. Come on, game. Work with me. We can do this. There it is. Now put everything back. Ooh, okay. We did it. Hey, what's up, Vita Vita? Welcome to the stream. So now, with all of these roads, we're going to change this to be 2 lane. Oh, we're going to mess with this again. This little intersection's the death of me. There we go. 2 lanes. And then same with this guy over here. Just 2 lanes. Nothing too crazy. What? So we're gonna go 2 lanes all the way to there? I guess we don't have a split here like that highway does. It could turn to 3 lanes there. That's fine. It could probably even turn to 3 lanes back here, but I feel like that's a smoother transition. So we'll go with that. So now, with a more appropriate amount of lanes here, you're gonna go there. You can go to there or there. And you can go to there or there. How about that? That's pretty good. Now, for these guys, you'll go straight to there. You'll go into there or to there. So that gives a reason for there being the 2 lanes coming in. And sort of same here. This 1 lane going straight through. And you have to go to there. I think that's what we did, right? Yeah, that looks good. Hey, what's up, Saf? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Right? Did I do that right? There we go. And then this lane. I guess this also doesn't really need to be 2 lanes. But we'll deal with it. Alright, let's see how that does. It's gonna take a little adjusting to let everyone figure out that there's less lanes now, but hopefully it'll be moving around without any trouble. Hey, what's up, Trash Man? Welcome to the stream. Smooth jazz before bed. Great way to end the day. I think this is working a little more efficiently now. Less lanes, less confusion. Lanes leading directly to where people need to go. Looks good. I think we did something right. I do want to change this back to the 2 lane though, just because aesthetically it makes me happier. So we'll do that. Nope, we got another rogue beam in there. And I guess it's actually not terrible to have 2 lanes in there. It looks good. It looks good. It's doing good. That's all I can ask for, right? Took your nephew to the local zoo today. Nice zoo day. See all the cool animals. Did you see any penguins? Penguins are one of my favorites when going to the zoo. I don't know what it is about a penguin, but they're just adorable to me. Let's keep going with the housing out here. Let's just do all of this. And that's a lot. And yeah, let's do our pathway. Give another one going in here. No penguins! That is unacceptable. Penguins are awesome because they could be at a zoo, but they also can be in an aquarium. So, double the chance to see penguins. Alright, that's enough. That's enough about my penguin tangent. My jumbo roundabout still has a random support all by itself. It does? Did I miss one? Did we generate another crazy support beam? To be fair, I can use all the support I can get. So, but let's go see. Let's go see. Where were we? Oh, there it is. We do indeed have an extra beam from all the moving. Thank you very much. for letting me know. And a couple rogue palm trees, but they can stay. And they're fine. Still 85%, looking fine. The whole southern part of the city actually is doing pretty great, which I was a little concerned about just because this is where we started going off script from the Canberra look-alike sort of deal. Obviously, we're still trying to gather the inspiration from the city and the rest of the area, but I didn't look at Google Maps as much when doing this. It was more or less just how we were feeling with the areas, which definitely concerned me as I would just mess up all the traffic because I wouldn't know what I was doing in terms of roads connecting to the proper places and whatnot. But we actually got it pretty well sorted out, especially with the highway, which took a little messing around with, a little moving about and relocating stuff, but it ended up looking really cool with the roundabout. This actually, I might like this circle even better than our original one. The original one's cool, and it's got a lot of crazy bridges. It is still doing pretty well, minus these guys really slowing down here. Why are you guys slowing down so much? Is it because of the shape of it, where it kind of makes a sharp turn? If we bent it a little bit like that, but then we have an ugly connection there. What we really need is another little node point right in here. We'll do that side as well. That way we can curve it like so. And then hopefully that'll be a little better for the speeds. But yeah, what I was saying is I really like this one. This one's pretty neat. Definitely has a lot of crazy aspects to it. But I don't know. I love the way this one looks with the highway. I need to recreate the roundabout and share it. I don't even know if I could do that. I honestly have no idea if I could recreate this. But I'll have it forever. I will never delete this save, and maybe one day I'll try. Maybe one day for a stream, we'll just like mess around in the asset creator and maybe try to recreate this. Who knows? But because I want to do that more. I want to do more asset creating, like all the crazy intersections I make and stuff like that. How do you build well? You want to place everything at the start and watch it grow from there. But demand means everything grows slowly and sometimes in a place with no electricity. Yeah, especially on console. Sort of doing everything at once is a lot more limited, because on PC, you know, you can have mods, you can have like the super demand mods and stuff like that. And essentially draw out your entire city and then hit play and everything will build at once. Console, you don't really have that luxury. So I feel for you. That's looking pretty good. And let's just do a little smoothing out here. But death waves, yeah, death waves would definitely be an issue as well. Zoning everything at once. Alright, that's kind of smooth. It's almost good. That's looking okay. Just want to try to get rid of all these ugly, like, dirt hills. And just make it nice, smooth grass if possible. If not, we'll just throw a bunch of trees and rocks down and it'll look pretty good. See, he's looking great. I love coming back after a few nights away and seeing all the progress. Well, thank you very much, Fresh. It is definitely quite a sight to behold now. And we got our little boomerang bay out here, which I absolutely love how that turned out. And maybe we'll do even a little more out here. Maybe a little more detailing or something. But I actually, speaking of like going back and seeing progress, I recently, since I have the YouTube channel now with all like the old streams on it, I actually went back to when we first started this city. And we were starting to build over here, like our little tiny town. And I was like, oh my goodness. Look how nothing's there and how wide open the space is. And then I load this up and see the monstrosity we've created. But it's still looking pretty cool. Let's get a little bit of low density commercial down here on the main street. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. I don't think it should be. Especially if we keep it relatively small in terms of the zoning. Do a little path in there. Let people walk freely between those two spots. And then a little more just in there. There we go, getting a little commercial, raising the residential demand up a little bit as well. Spectre Man, thank you very much for the follow. Is there a save limit? I don't know if there's a save limit. That's a good question. If there is, I haven't hit it. I'm probably not even really close to hitting it because I don't have too many save files. Let's throw in some more pathways. Let's keep going with this. Yeah, let's make it nice and curvy. And do a little custom park back here to hold us over until park life comes out. On console, you can only have 10 max? Really? That seems kind of lame. What happens when you want to, you know, build your 11th city? You gotta delete a city? That's kind of not cool. I like that. That looks pretty cool. Let's get this path continuing down to there, though. And curve that just a little bit more. And that looks pretty good. A little pathway in there. We'll add a little boulder in here. Get rid of those trees. Make some way for the rocks. And you know what? We're putting 2 of them. A couple boulders. clear all that out. Put some of these trees on here to make it look all fancy. Heard someone say they were getting early permission to show it on their stream. Yeah, that happens a lot with like new content coming out. Certain streamers or YouTubers or whatnot will get some early access for it. Maybe one day Paradox will send me a early copy of something. And I can mess around with it and show you guys some cool stuff. That's the dream. If I ever make it big enough for being able to like get early access to like a DLC or a game or something, even if it's like a crappy little like indie game or something, that would be such an accomplishment. I'd be like, yes, I did it. I finally did something with my life. I got early access. That is the dream. There we go. That's looking good. We'll put just a couple more little guys over here. Do some more housing back here behind the school. Little neighborhood back here. I guess it's not as much of a neighborhood as it is just like a road. But roads can be neighborhoods too, right? There's no rule. Zoning. They're looking good. And then we're going to come in here with a couple more little guys. And there we go. That's perfect. So we have some commercial out here. We have the housing, obviously. I'm tempted to put maybe just a couple office buildings, just because we do have a school. They are going to need places to work. They might not want to drive all the way into the city. So maybe like down by the high school, if we got a couple little guys in there. Maybe just one little guy in there. Nothing too huge, not gigantic office buildings, but you know, just some places, because even small towns, you know, have some offices. It's not all farms. Hey, what's up, Historia? Welcome to the stream. Maybe set a high-rise ban in the area. We actually have a high-rise ban on the entire city because we're trying to make this based off of the Australian city of Canberra. And Canberra doesn't really have too many gigantic buildings in like the sprawling areas. So we do have, you know, some giant buildings in our downtowns, but for the most part I'm trying to keep it that lower quality, not quality, but lower level, lower heights. Got a couple apartment buildings, but the yeah, definitely in like the suburban areas, the neighborhoods, you can see we do have some office buildings and some commercial buildings, but they're not too tall. And that also makes a nice contrast for the downtown, where we do have the tall buildings, where it really makes them stand out, which is excellent. So when you're looking at the city, you can see you definitely have your lower buildings off in the lower density areas, and then the high density areas, you got that nice skyline there. Really just makes it pop. And then for areas like this out here, definitely want to keep it as low to the ground as possible, which is why we didn't quite zone those big 4x4 blocks. We just made them a little bit smaller, a little tinier. So you get these cute, adorable little office buildings like that. I think those look pretty cool. Working on your city at the moment as well. Very nice. Playing some cities while watching some cities. The ultimate city skylines experience. So we're up to 120,000 population, which is awesome. And yeah, those office buildings, they popped up pretty fast, which is kind of making me think we should do just a couple more. Maybe I'll even cut out some of these commercial buildings and split them up just a bit so we don't have too much commercial in one area. I mean, that's not a lot of commercial anyway, but just to be on the safe side. And then we can put a little more down there. Get a nice mix of zoning. Keeps the noise level down as well. As you can see, it is getting a little red, so these guys might not be too happy. But if we put a nice office building, actually let's keep that commercial and make it that office. There we go. Just waiting for the new DLC. I know, the new DLC. I still need to pre-order it myself. I gotta get around to doing that. I keep forgetting. But I am super excited for it also. So these guys are building. Let's put a couple little offices right down on that corner as well. Actually, maybe not all the way, because we do have a few little happy little trees in there. So we'll keep them. We don't want to destroy nature. That would be awful. I'm also going to add just a few offices in this bit. Because I don't think that's a really good spot for housing, because they're kind of squished in there right on the back of those buildings. So we'll do a couple more offices just as a little buffer, and then we can do more residential across the street and down the rest of the way. But they are still slowly building up, but they are building, which is always good. And I also think that gives us, again, a nice little contrast between that main street going straight through, which has a bunch of buildings on it, but then you get out to the actual neighborhood and there's a lot of grass, and I like that. I like that look. I want them to have nice big backyards. Maybe we'll throw a couple extra trees in so it doesn't look as bare, but it does still pretty much look the way I was hoping. And we will do some more of these little areas on the other curves as well, like maybe a little guy in there, a little guy down here by the cliff, up here on the hill. That probably wouldn't be an awful spot for the observatory as well. I know we talked about putting it up here on the mountain, but if we put it down here, because it is on a hill, you know, it is raised, and if we pointed it out towards the ocean, that way they're not getting the light pollution from the city, I think that might be pretty cool looking. So I'll keep that in mind as well for when we start building up the area on top of the hill. Housing all in there. We definitely know that's gonna be like that. And we were talking about putting a cemetery in earlier, but we never got around to it. I think that might be a good spot for it. It's on a three-way intersection, which is what I typically like to do with my cemeteries, just because I think that has a really cool look to it. With sort of that gate right on the corner of the road, and then also the walls. It is a little uneven, for sure. So maybe we'll try to even this out just a little bit. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but a little bit more than it is. Nope, almost. Okay, I think that looks decent in terms of how level it is. Probably still not the best, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And then the road still looks good. We will smooth this out. Yeah, it's gonna get messed up anyway once we start zoning it, but at least now it's relatively good looking already. And I'll even actually just bump this road up a smidge. And that's not gonna harm anything. Looking good. We'll do housing all on the curve, not on the inside of the curve, at least not yet, but maybe we'll do something there. Your city's very square. Square cities are, you know, nothing wrong with them. I was actually thinking, since we've been making this city really curvy, maybe the next city is going to be a little more grid. Not like a perfect grid, but maybe something based off of like Los Angeles, or I think Vancouver's been brought up a couple times. It's pretty grid-like. Anything on the west coast of the United States or Canada. So maybe we'll go with one of those. And we also said maybe doing a snow map, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see. So that's looking pretty good. And we still have all Vista Zone as well. bit of office buildings just in there. Prefer squares with the perfect zoning. Yeah, the zoning, I will say, I will admit, as someone who does like things nice and perfectly aligned, zoning a grid is very satisfying. Because you have all those squares just nice and snug right up next to each other. Which is one of the reasons why I think for our next city I'm not going to be using the alleyways. Especially if we are going to be doing like the grid. Because it does mess with the perfect zoning. Even if you just have like a straight bit. Like if you do a nice square like that, and then you use the alleyway, it messes up the corner, and it bugs me so much. The one complaint I have about these 2-lane alleyways. So I'm liking this. I'm digging how the Orchard District is coming along. And I think I am going to put the observatory up on this little hill by the cliff. And I think we're going to start working on that now. Because I think what I'm going to do as well is around the observatory make like a small office area. So almost like a small little working district, and we can make it all high-tech and sciencey since we're putting the observatory up there. And that way I don't feel as bad forcing all these people to drive all the way to the downtown just for work. Give them some local areas. So let's first look at the terrain and see what the heck is going on here. We're going to put the observatory right here at the tippy top. Just like that. And I think we have to put it on this side of the road for it to face out over the sea, wherever we find it. Yep. So it's going to sit right there. I think that's an excellent spot for that. I think that looks good. And we'll just smooth this out a little bit up here just so it's a little more manageable once we start building our roads. And maybe we'll even take the slope tool. There we go. That's going to be a lot nicer to build on. Might be cool to do a commuter rail into the downtown? Maybe. We don't actually have any passenger trains in the city. We do have cargo trains, but we have been using metros, so we might do a metro line. Although a train would look pretty cool out here, not gonna lie, going through all the trees. I could be convinced. That's all I'm going to say. So keep that nice and smooth. Oops. Or not. There we go. So now, with that lovely slope tool, when we put a road coming all the way down to here, it's a pretty gradual rise going up to the observatory, which is looking pretty fancy, if I do say so myself. Now for this road over here, I think it would actually look cool if we did like a switchback road. That's probably way too long. Probably doesn't need to be that long. Yeah, but we'll go with it. We'll see how it looks. That's pretty long. For sure. And also, let's change this ever so slightly. There we go, making it 12 wide, or 12 long. Deep? I don't know what the proper term for that would be, but that way we can center that up nicely right in there for a lovely little curve. And that way we don't have to mess with the Move It mod to make it look nice and center. That's not what we want. There we go. So I get you going to there. And to there. And it does look a little ridiculous with how long the roads are, but once we terraform a little bit, it actually might look pretty good. We'll see. And last but not least, one tiny little curve right in here. And then right in here as well. And actually, I like that better as a straight connection. Yeah, I like that. So now, if we come in here, we've got this height, which we want this entire stretch of road to be. We'll choose sort of a middle height. Maybe actually that height at the end. So we'll grab all the nodes. Make it the height of that. Which is that? Right. That doesn't look right. Nope. Really? Those are all flat? Those do not look all flat. Let's redraw this. What is happening? Is it too steep? Maybe we need to bring this down. Because we do have another section. So let's go down to there. And then we go up to there, and then up to there. So that's nice and flat. Grab these nodes. Curvy bits. There we go. That's looking a little better. Yeah, I know the observatory doesn't have water and power yet. We'll get to it. It's not like it's going to abandon or anything because it's a unique building, so I'm not too worried about it. But thank you very much for pointing it out because it is something I usually forget with my cities, is to connect everything. I think if we do this, this might help. If we do a little bit of smoothing. Maybe, just maybe. Everything look nice. I think maybe this is too long. I think that's what's throwing me off because we're coming from here. I don't think it needs to go all the way out there. It just needs to go to there. Like so. Yeah, I like that better. That's looking more like it. So it comes, curves in, curves around, and up to the observatory. Looking good. They're pretty level on the straightaways, and then they raise on the curves, which is essentially what we want. Maybe raise them a little bit on the straightaways. That. Let's just again try to smooth this a little tiny bit. And there we go. Nice little switchback road going all the way up to the tippity top. And since we smoothed this one out so much, I don't think we really need to do the same. We probably didn't even need to do that here, but it's a little shorter. And it also just gives us an excuse to do that cool design. Oh, and a lot of people were coming up here for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like the observatory has power. Redoing your metro system. I've been thinking about redoing my metro system as well, just because after a while it tends to look a little disorganized and dysfunctional, to say the least. Looking good. Oh, that's almost good. If we do it like so. It does work. But it doesn't really look nice. Let's have you going right behind the observatory. Let's give that a shot. Alright, that'll do. So we've got a couple roads in there, and like I said before, I do want to make this a little bit of an office zone back here. And obviously not too much because it is a hill still. I think a little bit would look pretty good. I think maybe down to there is going to be our limit. And we'll throw some curve into this. Actually, we'll just go with the grid. As our starting point. Got the curve in there. We could curve this all the way back to there. Which kind of might be silly. Ooh, there goes our curve. Our beautiful curve. There we go. No problem. No harm done. I do want that to connect to there, though, if possible. There we go. Keep that nice little curve. And then have that go to there. And I like that. We'll see if we can fit any of our fancy high-tech buildings in, because we do have a few of those, like the research center. Oh, which fits in there perfectly. Look at that. It looks a little strange on the hill, not gonna lie. What if we put it by the observatory? That's actually a pretty cool look. Almost like it's an expanded part of the observatory, almost. Robotics Institute, semiconductor plant, which doesn't quite fit. Software development, again, doesn't quite fit. The space shuttle, television station, which does fit, and we might be putting that in. It's also kind of a good spot for a big TV tower up on a hill. The terrain has just thrown me off so much. It's so ugly. Oh, the ugly terrain. Should I flatten this all up here? I think I might. I think I might flatten it a little more. This is gonna probably cause chaos, but ooh. It's definitely flatter, for sure. But that does look better. So just making the hill into a little more of a hill. Now this is gonna have to change for sure. And maybe another switchback road is gonna be needed now that it's much more steep. And what is going on over here? Oh, that's not good. Will it let me do that though? It will. It's still ugly. That's where that slope tool grab a smaller brush size, go from there to there. And then hopefully we can get that in and looking relatively nice. Still fairly steep. But it's not the worst. We could actually raise this up just a smidge. Make it the same height as that. There we go. That's looking a little better. Yeah, it's just going to make all these offices look a little nicer. Because if they're spending the money to put a giant observatory in, they probably have enough money to like flatten the land a little bit. Have I gotten the chewing stick on Stardew Valley? I have. I'm pretty sure I've found it a couple times. I'm still missing a few. We did get the dwarf scroll finally, which I was really happy about, to finally finish up all those. Alright, how steep is that? It's a little steep. But I don't know if I really necessarily want another switchback road on this side. I think we'll just stick with this. I think that looks good. Raise this up just a little bit to make it a little less steep. It's still very steep, but they're gonna have to deal with it. Because I like how that looks. Little plateau on top. We didn't change the mountain too much, or the little hill, but it's definitely a little nicer than it was. We might still do some housing out here. Maybe. I'm a little tentative to put anything out here now that we do have the observatory. But I definitely want office buildings. Filling up these bits. And I am going to leave these the larger roads. So we do have that perfect zoning in some spots. In there, and we'll do a pathway connecting that up. Cool. So now we'll do some water. And then power. There we go. Simple enough. What about the meteorite? Or the meteorite detection satellite? We could do that. That would be a good thing out here as well, wouldn't it? I actually completely forgot about that. Our deep space radar. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's quite large. It's larger than I thought. And it doesn't quite fit into any of these zones, which is kind of sad. Let's see, which way is it facing? It's facing like the observatory, whichever direction you're putting it on. Let's see, I do actually want this out here now. Let's grab our dirt roads. And if we put it like down over here. No. Would it fit right there? Oh, it would. Well, let's do that then. Right next to it. I feel like that's very appropriate. And let's just use the move it to squish it up. This thing's got palm trees on it. What's a satellite doing with palm trees around it? But yeah, we'll just make it a little dead-end road. And I actually quite like that. Road in. There we go. Put you back. Look nice. Does that look nice? It looks a little weird still. I think it would actually look best if it came straight from there. Yeah. But then we have to move the satellite. Oh no. Alright, let's get you out of there. Let's make this road look nice. There we go. And now we can actually stick the satellite back here. There we go. All part of the plan. Let's take the zoning off of there. We don't actually want that to be a building. I would like that to be a parking lot, though. And then we'll just smooth that out again. And that's looking good. So we got a couple fancy buildings in there. Couple big office buildings, which are still not going to be the largest office buildings because it still has the high-rise ban, but they actually look pretty cool. Those like big block buildings with the radio station, or the TV station rather. And then this little town, looking up at the office buildings on top of the hill, maybe a little ominous, but also kind of cool looking. And then how is our education? High school, definitely need more high school just overall in the city. And we do now have more people eligible for university than our capacity is able to handle. So yeah, university faculty building or something like that. Let's see, 800 students for one of these guys. So if we put a couple of these in, and we actually could put them up here as well. And how wide are they? Are they 3 wide? Interesting little shape. 3 wide and 5 deep. Let's see, what if we did this? What if we put 3 there? I kind of like that. And then we'll add some pathway in between them all. Now we gotta be pixel perfect with some palm trees, just to give them a little life out here. And actually, they probably should be on the side opposite the parking lots, not the side with the parking spots. Whoa. Oh, really? Alright, I don't think we're gonna be... Oh, there we go. Little finagling. But we got it. think that's kind of nice looking. So that way, what's that? 1,600 students? No, was it 800? 800 each, so 2,400 students can go to school out here. All these guys have a place to get some higher education, some higher learning. I think that's kind of neat. A little hilltop high-tech area. And how's the traffic coming into here as well? It's doing just fine. People are using that main street, not cutting through because of our old town policy, but they are starting to use this windy road out here. It does create a four-way intersection here, which I'm not super thrilled about. Maybe we'll add some extra lanes and it'll be okay. Fur Sharks, thank you very much for the follow. Let's see, if we did, we have here 4-lane. Yeah, we could do, oh no, we couldn't. We have 3-lane. Asymmetric. We don't have a 4-lane. I thought we had a 4-lane with a middle road, but that would make it the larger road. Ah, okay. Now I see. Now I see the dilemma. Well, let's just take a look. If we chop that there, upgrade you, and upgrade you. That looks a little weird. Historia Gaming, thank you very much for the follow as well. Yeah, that's a little weird. I'm not super thrilled with how that looks. So let's stick with our just 4-lane. 2 lanes either way. Alright, this should be okay. So if we do that, then we'll hit pause real quick while we're doing this. And we... oh. Can I make this into a roundabout? I don't want it to be a roundabout, but that's kind of funny that it's automatically snapping to do that. But if we put our little slip ramps in, like so, and oh my god, that is so ugly. Why is it so ugly? There we go. That's a little better. A little being the key word. Is that flat? That does not look flat. I don't think the game knows what flat means. It's still got some waves to it. How is that perfectly flat? We're redoing this. Grab these guys. There to there. And the level of that. There we go. Alright, we'll take it one at a time. Because apparently if you do more than one at a time, it goes crazy. And why is that not linking up the way it should? Like, why is that closer than that? Did I not measure that correctly? Oh, that's because I didn't measure it correctly. that would be why. So that's going to go into there, into there. And, oh, yeah, it's connecting just a little further back than we want it to. And that should be better. We do want to make sure that's going the right way. Same with that. So if we grab those and bring them all nice and snug, like so. This one still is being funky. I don't know why. Not cooperating. Now grab those bits, make it the same level as the center. That looks pretty good. So now, with these one-ways, we can allow you guys to only go that way. You guys only go straight. And then you guys have to go over there. Same thing with these guys going into there. Going straight through. And you're going to there. And then for the other side, same deal. You guys can go there or there. This is getting too complicated. Alright. These guys coming out here can go that way, they can go straight, they can go left. Perfect. So it's a bit of a quilt, but it should get people moving around where they need to go without too much trouble. Oh, let's just make sure that our power's still connected. Yeah, because I did delete that accidentally. Slow collapse for the traffic weaving. I think it's gonna be okay. I mean, there's not really a lot of traffic, so this might be a little redundant in how much effort we put into it, but if it ever does get bad, it's all set. Go. And also, should we change the speed limits? Oh, the speed limits are good. It does go down from 50 to 30, which maybe is not the best. But I think it's fine. There are a lot of people going straight. A surprising number of people going straight, actually. Which is making me rethink this now. Some of the crossings are skewed? What do you mean by some of the crossings are skewed? Oh, like this right here? Yeah. Yeah, that happens. That's just an effect of the Move It mod. And try to fix it, but it's just gonna make it worse. Alright, I think it's okay. A lot of people are coming up this way, though. It's kind of surprising how many people are going up. But it's doing okay. It's doing fine. I really, if I could, I would want a third lane on that left-hand road. So they could have their own lane the entire way. So what if we did like an artificial third lane? Is that too insane? Or is it just right? Can do something like that. Ooh, I kind of like that. I do kind of like that, and it scares me. So a little offshoot road that way. Wait, why is there a turn there? Why is there a lane turn arrow? What? There we go. Fix it. So those guys are going straight through. You guys are only going to the right. And you guys are only going to the left. Okay. It is weird. But I like it. And that way, by doing that, by separating that road out, we allow all the traffic that's going straight through to fill up this entire space without blocking the people going to the left. And they can still get there from down here. It does technically make this a four-way intersection. But since it's one way, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's not like we're having people come across. I like that. I may add some curvature to these just to make it look a little more uniform. And if I do that, that seems a little too close. So we back it up. Yeah, make it a little curvier. Keep the design looking good. Because it's all about looking good. And for this side, we'll just keep that the same. We could do another long bit over here, but there's not a tremendous need for it, so we'll hold off on doing that, but if the need for it does arise, you can always switch it out. And I just mess up all my wires, most of them. Going to there, but you can also go straight. You guys are coming into there. You're only going straight across, you're only turning. Oh boy. It's a lot of wires. But it's looking good. And then I'm also not going to allow you guys to turn back, because that would be ridiculous for you guys to come down here just to turn back into there. And I think we're good. Make sure you guys can continue to move through the space. And there we go. A new intersection leading up to our high-tech offices on the hills. I like that. Divot in there, and that's looking pretty good. The Orchard District, almost fully zoned. We do have a little bit more to zone, but we do have the demand. So let's keep on zoning. Let's get all of this zoned in here. And I'm going to leave the zoning on that main stretch, because it's not really interfering too much with the housing, and we might do something on there like some more offices or commercial area. So we'll see what's going on there. But I do still think I want a few little neighborly roads back in here. Now, this would make that a four-way intersection. But I'm gonna do it, because I wanna see what this is gonna be like. Keeping the rocks, of course. I wouldn't dare mess with the rocks. Planes come scarily close to the top of your buildings. Yeah, the last city I built, we had a international airport on a tourism island, and they were dangerously close to scraping some of the tops of our buildings as well. But we made sure that they had enough room. I'm gonna put some some good space between these roads out here. Let's see if we did something like this. Could we actually make that look like it's a circle going around there? I think we might. Oh, that's sort of ovalish. But I guess that's cool. I guess ovals are pretty cool. Not quite. But maybe that's kind of the charm of this, if it's not quite a perfect circle. Should you watch tutorials on good cities, worried they'll use mods? If you're looking for a great like YouTube video series or something for building a city without mods, if you've never heard of Imperial Jedi, he is an awesome dude, streams City Skylines, and has a YouTube channel with a lot of City Skylines videos. And he, I would argue, is like the best if we're starting out learning what the heck you're doing. I watched his videos a bunch when I first started playing City Skylines. He explains everything just really well, very concise and simple, doesn't use mods. So definitely check him out, again, on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Is certainly given life to all of my creations, because when I first started playing this game, much like a lot of people, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But after you watch a few Imperial Jedi videos, you'll quickly start figuring out what exactly you're trying to do. Alright, that looks pretty cool. I like this. It's a little crazy, but I like it. Let's put just a little curvy bit going in there. And we are going to turn these into some smaller, curvier roads. And that's a little weird looking. It's kind of looking like a turtle head. And I kind of like that though. Maybe we'll have this not come off at such an odd angle. Electro with the raid. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Electro, how are you doing this evening? What were you guys playing? How did your stream go? Guys, if you don't know Electro, he's a really awesome dude. And you should go check him out and give him a follow. He plays a lot of variety. So if you're into the variety streams and are sick of some City Skylines, go check him out. He's really awesome. But thank you very much for the raid. What's going on? Welcome everyone to our little city here of Quokka Beach. I say little city, but we have almost 120,000 people, and we're just starting to get our more remote areas of the city built up. We got a little observatory out here on top of the hill just recently. And yeah, the city's looking pretty massive. And got a little bay area recently as well. And yeah, the city just keeps on growing. It's not slowing down. And we're trying to get a few little curvy roads out here. We've been doing a pretty good job at it so far. We'll see if we can make it look even better. Just cleared Red Dead Redemption. Nice. Getting ready for the sequel coming out soon. I know there's a lot of hype around it. Alright, let's see if we can get those changed up and then just put you back. So that looks good. And I do like this coming off of here. I do like that. I do think we'll have maybe a few curvy roads. I want to follow, there's sort of like a path between the trees here. And I want to use that as like our guide of where to build the roads. And that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll fix this curve just a little bit. Something a little more like that. There we go. State of Decay 2. I've seen a couple people playing that already. And it looks pretty good. I might have to play that. And Detroit. I haven't seen much of Detroit. I've heard of Detroit, but I haven't seen too much of it. Other than just like some ads for it. Alright, how are we looking here? Looking kind of good. Maybe having some more roads coming off of this circle. Almost like this circle is a centerpiece for a bunch of curves. Maybe even have that continue through. That's kind of wacky. And instead of that, just going straight together. Throw some curve to it. Coming back to here. It's kind of funky. Kind of funky, but I kind of like it. Also, the terrain got a little messed up here. So let's try to flatten this stuff out. Let's just grab all of these. Yeah, let's not grab the rocks. Don't disturb the boulders. Ooh. A little nasty in terms of terrain. Really, that's that steep. That's that different. That's kind of amazing. Let's just raise this bit up then, instead of the entire thing. Which still is ridiculously, drastically different. Get rid of you for now while we're still making everything look good. Man, that's not bad. Just a little terraforming. Never hurt anybody. Or so they said. And yeah, let's get rid of that road now, because I don't know how I'm feeling about it after the terraform. And get rid of this little basin in here. Just make it nice and level. In case we do want to build all the way out here. I didn't plan on it, but you never know. Always be prepared, right? Now with that connecting like that, it does create some very sharp corners. Particularly this one, where I think we should have a sort of a little slip street where you guys can go to there or there. But they can't turn here. And then sort of same thing in there, so those guys can go straight through that way, but not turning back. So it's making everything a little safer. And we could do that here as well. But I'm actually thinking maybe making some little one-way sections. If we made this little part of the road one way? No, that wouldn't help. Let's just do another one. Let's do a same little deal. Going right into there. So you guys can go there or there, but you guys can't turn around. Go. Perfect. So that's looking pretty good. I do want another road coming off of here. And this is where they get very curvy. This is where the curves are exploding. And do I dare connect that to there? That's kind of a crazy place for that to connect. Oh, if it wasn't for that weird intersection, I would kind of like that. It's too many big loops, though. I think it needs to be a little more concise. Because it's almost the same size as that, and we want it to be not fighting for that top spot. It's a very long road, very long dead-end road. Maybe we'll actually just keep this in line rather than a big loop. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just sort of same general direction. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of nice. Now they have a way in here and a way in down here. Should we give them an alternate way in off of this street? So they don't have to come all the way down into here, or maybe even just another road there. Which then does make all of these intersections 4-lane, which I'm not super thrilled about. And I mean, four-way, not 4-lane. I mean, I guess technically it is 4-lane. Lane each direction. We could do that, which would push that off of there. And then same on that side to stagger them a bit. Which I do think is probably for the best. Let's also add a little cul-de-sac in there. And let's make it a perfect circle. There we go. Beautiful. Is there an undo mod? I'm not sure. I know with the Move It mod, there is an undo aspect to it, where if you like move a road, you can then undo it. But I don't know if there's an undo mod for just the normal game things like deleting buildings, drawing roads, stuff like that. Alrighty, I like this. Let's just make sure that's all part of the district still. And I think that looks pretty cool. We have a little demand for that residential, but not a terrible amount. So I don't know if we're gonna get all that zoned. So I think what we'll do is let's squeeze this in a little closer. There we go, looks good. And then we'll do some office buildings, which, is this all zoned? This is all zoned. All up there. Maybe we'll do a little more in those bits. That'll be good for up there, but we will do a little bit down here and a little more commercial as well, just in a few bits. So let's actually do commercial there. And a parking lot if possible. There's a parking lot. So commercial, we'll do an office. These couple spots back here will be offices because they're going to be the ones closest to the housing. guys. Like so. So we can have a nice little mix in there along the sort of main street. And we've got the hillside, the rocks. We'll actually maybe even do a couple extra pathways in there to make it look like one big park in the center. Hey, what's up, Macario? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And yeah, let's do a little bit of zoning. Not too much, but we'll start with the cul-de-sac. Try and get power connected up back here. Oh, and they are already starting to build, which is excellent to see. And yeah, I do want some, we're gonna do dirt paths, because I think dirt paths sometimes look nice, especially in more sort of wilderness areas. Get this going right around, right up to, and almost touching the rocks. We'll use the move it mod a little bit. Nope, and we're messing up the curves. I should have expected. There's just a couple paths, but yeah, then we'll grab the move it mod and bring them right next to these boulders. Keep that little teardrop shape. Curving all the way back to there. Oh, and these guys do need some water, so we'll give them that. Get all that. Oh, that's close. I think it should be good. New neighborhood. Yeah, we're just trying to fill in sort of our little remote space because we had this giant curvy road going all the way from more of the city proper out to good old Boomerang Bay out here. And I always envisioned some low-density neighborhoods out here, sort of in the wilderness almost, by the hills. And so we started with this little area. Then we created our office slash high-tech slash deep space research center up here on top of the hill, which is currently on fire. But hopefully that'll be taken care of soon. And now we're just getting a little more curves going in there. Probably gonna do a little more neighborhoods. Maybe going back here. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm liking that idea. Kind of going right along the tree line. And then maybe even a little bit out here in these dense forests area. But for now, just taking it slow while they build up, because I don't want to zone too fast. Because that is something that I tend to do a lot of, is zone too fast. But we've been doing a pretty good job in this city of taking it relatively slow. Okay, I like that. I think that's kind of funky looking. Maybe even continuing that down this way. Maybe. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of neat. Get that curving all the way up into there, and then we'll get some housing in there. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. I'm undecided if I want this to just exclusively be a park inner circle, or if we want some housing. If we are just going to make that one giant park, I feel like we definitely need some more trees. So we'll see. Hey, what's up, Navigator? Welcome to the stream. So those heights are looking okay. A little hilly, but that's okay. A little hilly over here. What's going on right here? What's all this ugly terrain? Are you gonna raise something? Lower something? There we go. We'll do that. We'll just smooth that out a tiny bit. And that's looking good. Still have the demand, so we'll still keep on zoning the housing all the way down to there for now. And if we are gonna continue this along the hillside, because it is relatively flat if you follow sort of that mountain's edge, we could do some more offices along the main roads here, which would be good because we do have a lot of demand for it. And actually, back down here, I think we could use a little bit, and it wouldn't cause too much trouble. And that's looking good. I love how all these trees look in here. I think I might add a few more on this inner bit, just to make it feel a little more complete. Maybe not too dense, but just some trees here and there. And then we'll grab the bright green ones to add some variety to it. Yeah, that looks good. The middle doesn't seem as blank now, which is always good. Don't want it to seem bare and like nothing's living there. Well, that is coming together. I'm enjoying that. I'm afraid my only concern with if we do another large neighborhood in here is that going to be too much. Too much of a large neighborhood. I feel like we would need another sort of break road, sort of main avenue, which we could bring from down here into there. Let's see if we grab a node. There we go. Get that going. Back and following the hillside. So we definitely want to maybe smooth this out just a little bit. Just a touch. But yeah, let's take a look at the terrain and just follow right along that terrain line. Which gives us something like that. Which is a pretty nice looking curve. I do like that. It also does lead directly to this commercial area, which could be a good thing, giving them easy access from back in the neighborhood to a rather large commercial area. Do some shopping. Curve this a little more so it connects, but it doesn't become a shortcut, because we don't want it to be an area that people that would normally go down this road, we don't want them cutting back in there. And then we can also add some connections in here, and that'll just connect everything up pretty nicely. Maybe like that, maybe not. What's something in the city that we lack right now? Let's see, what are we lacking? Are we lacking anything? We've got plenty of water, we've got plenty of power. We've got plenty of death care and health care. I feel like we're always lacking fire coverage. For sure. It's 27% hazard in the entire city. And maybe we need some more helicopters down here, because we do have a lot of forest. And also, just for this new area, we're going to put some services in for those guys. And then you could also argue education we're lacking a little bit. Mainly high school and elementary school. University we actually have a pretty good handle on. It's getting close now that the population has risen so much, but still enough to give everyone an education if they want one. So how steep is this hill? It's a little steep. It is a touch steep. So instead of just a straight connection, let's do a road going like this. That way we can slope it. And we won't zone on this road. It'll just be a way of getting almost up the hill. we grab our slope tool and just do a little bit of that, we should be able to put a nice little curve in. And it's relatively smooth. That's all we can ask for, is it being relatively smooth. Oh, I like this. I'm liking how this is coming along. Let's cut that there and put a little extra curve right back here. Almost like that. Let's use our big road so we can get it nice and perfect. Still not nice and perfect. It's close. So we'll go to there. We'll put you right in the middle. There we go. And a little tiny curve right in there. That looks pretty good. Let's also just flare this out a little bit that way, because that's the way for it to be perpendicular with the road, just to make the turns a little easier. And then also, let's make this into our little one-ways, just so it's not perfectly straight. There we go. I like that. Nice little connection. It's right along the back of the zoning on the main road, but it still has enough of a gap that we can get the full zoning. And I can definitely see that flowing into here and looking good. So let's get some more of that zoning. And let's continue with this part back here, because this is what we built up first. They were first in line. And last but not least, let's throw some more water all in here. So we don't have to worry about it when the time comes and we're ready to zone it all. Oh yeah, look at all those curves curving in there. I really like those pathways. They just, especially in like a grassy, foresty area where we're gonna have a lot of trees, they really just pop. That nice, like, golden sand look. And let's put some more trees in here as well. grab some nice dark green trees. Actually, I think we have a darker green, don't we? I think we might. We'll have to take a look. These guys, yeah, they're small, but they are darker. I like the big ones. Let's stick with the big guys. Yeah, let's actually get rid of the palm trees. Just because they have that sand base. And we really want to sort of highlight the sand on the pathway. Gotta leave. All right, Macario, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. So just fill this all in with some nice dense tree. And I think we'll add some of those bright green ones as well. And I don't know if I'm going to zone, or not zone, put trees in there. Maybe we will. Probably will. Right, here we go. Get some green guys. Yeah, these definitely brighten it up a bit. Looking. I think maybe a few more of those darker trees wouldn't be bad. What about some water in the middle? That would be really cool. If I had some more mods that would make dealing with water easier, and like adding water sources, I would definitely give that a try. We could theoretically give it a try even without mods, because we do have some water outlet drains, freshwater outlets, which we could do, but then we'd have to manage it overflowing, because if we just leave it on all the time, it'll overflow, but then if we shut it off, it'll all just evaporate, so it becomes a little bit of a hassle to do like a lake or a pond. But I like that idea, though. We're just not really well equipped to deal with it, and just messing with water in general, at least for me, is always scary, because I end up flooding something in the city. Oh, but that looks pretty neat. I am liking that. Now, what do we want to do in here? Actually, you know what we might do? What if we did some colorful trees in this middle bit? So we'll do a bunch of pink, a bunch of those bright pink trees, and we got some other pink trees. Because we do have a bunch of flower gardens in the city, and they do have that dirt path look. So this is just a very elaborate flower garden. liking this. This is looking cool. And I think this is what we're missing. These really bright pink trees. They just get brighter and brighter. Hey, what's up, Obi? How's it going? Just reading that Natural Disasters is out on the Xbox. It is. Getting some more DLCs for the consoles finally. More people should know to play this kind of music while playing City Skylines. The jazz in City Skylines, it goes together so well. It really does. And also, it's raining where I am currently, so I have the sound of rain on my roof. And it's just the extra chill, the extra level of like relaxation. Got the jazz, got the city building, got the sound of rain. There's no thunder. The occasional like soft thunderclap would be excellent. But maybe if I get lucky. Alright, this is very, very bright. Got a couple of these darker pink ones. There we go. That's looking pretty spectacular. And there we go. So a little diversity with our trees in there. A little bit of greenery. And then the pinks and the purples. And then I'm even going to add... We're going to go another level of detail. I'm going to get these really tiny rocks. Ooh, except it might not let me do it over here. Let's see, would it let me drag it onto the rocks? Nope, it won't. Ooh, alright, this is going to throw me off. But we'll still give it a try. It won't completely fill up, but maybe it'll be okay. Just a few boulders going around here. So many big rocks. Where's the little guys? Little guys need love too. There we go. There's a little guy. You right in there. Keep them going all the way around. And almost making like a little Zen rock garden in here. Alright, need some tiny guys now. Where's all the little guys? Wait, can I use the move it mod to copy a rock? Oh, I can. No! You can't. It still changes it. It was a trick. It was a dirty trick by the move it mod. Where's my little guy? My little buddy. There we go. Oh, that looks pretty good. I wish it could go all the way around. I really do. We might be able to... We can do a little trickery here, though. Let's grab a little bit of pathway. And we'll actually have that go underneath the big rocks. Gotta bend it. Oh, not what I meant to do. Yeah, something like that. Do we like that? Do we like that pathway in there? I kind of like it. Just add in a couple extra layers to it. I don't know if I like this one. And actually, can I put rocks there? I can. No, I can't. Because that's not a real rock. It's a fake rock. But I do like that. I do like that one little path going in there. So you got bright green. You got the pinks, you got the gray of the rocks. That is just super awesome looking. And I think an excellent sort of centerpiece to our new little district, Orchard District, out here by the observatory. What's our population at? 117,000, so it's getting up there, and we still have some demand. The bay's looking good. Finally got rid of that ugly power line, so that's always a good thing, and we're making some good progress here. How's the traffic doing? It's still at 85%. Getting a little busy there on that four-way intersection, but it's not doing too bad. Now I just need the DLC to make it a park. Exactly. So hopefully in a couple weeks' time. A couple weeks? I think it's like, what, less than 2 weeks? Park Life can maybe make that an official park and have people walking around it and getting happiness from it, hopefully, and all that good stuff. But I think that's going to be it for the stream this evening, guys. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with me and helping make Quokka Beach the awesome city that it has become and it's continuing to be. we'll be back streaming some more City Skylines on Friday. So if you want to see how this little Orchard District keeps on growing and how the entire city keeps on growing, feel free to stop by. Thank you everyone for all like the subs and the follows tonight, the raids. Really appreciate all that good stuff. So hope to see you guys on Friday, and I hope you all have a great night or a great day wherever you are. Take care.